What is the worst live-action movie based on a video game of all time? The first answer most people go with is Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Came out in 1993, and it is the first movie based off a video game. This was Nintendo's lovable mascot, so expectations were high. We all know the story by now. It was a financial and critical bomb. Nintendo wouldn't even allow another live-action movie until Detective Pikachu. That's 26 years later. But is Super Mario Bros. Really the worst video game movie? No. It's not great, but it's fun and it's cheesy. Though it still baffles me that the characters' names were Mario and Luigi Mario. Seriously, I wish they never tried giving these characters a last name. But I digress. There's been 37 live-action video game movies since Super Mario Bros., the latest being Sonic the Hedgehog. And even though within the last 10 years there have been some financially successful films such as Prince of Persia, Warcraft, and Rampage, there still was a lot of shit before that, and we're here to figure out what is the worst movie based on a video game. The next movie to come out right after Super Mario Bros. Was Double Dragon. This starred Scott Wolf, Alyssa Milano, and Robert Patrick. This was another video game movie bomb. The plot was Jimmy and Billy Lee had to protect their half of the medallion from the evil Shuko. Double Dragon was another cheesy movie with its corny jokes, such as Billy making fun of their iconic outfits. It was a little cringeworthy. But like Super Mario Bros., it's not a great movie, but it was a fun watch. Then came Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, two movies based on the top two fighting games ever. Both were financially successful, though Street Fighter wasn't as critically acclaimed as Mortal Kombat was. Though this led to the sequel, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Holy cow, this was a shit show. Most of the actors didn't even return for the sequel. The CGI special effects were beyond horrible. They threw in every character just because they could. At least they had Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight each other. That's something I wish they would have done in the first movie. Ed Boon and John Tobias called Annihilation the worst thing to ever happen in the Mortal Kombat franchise. Definitely one of the worst video game movies, but not the worst video game movie of all time. At the beginning of the 2000s, both the Tomb Raider and Resident Evil movie franchises began. There was more star power behind these video game movies than ever before. With Angelina Jolie and Mila Jovovich behind them, more eyes were on these movies than just gamers. Die-hard fans will nitpick at the stories, but there's no denying the financial success of these films. Then came Boll. Oh my fucking god. If you don't know who Boll is, he has basically taken video games and made them into the shittiest movies ever. The one we're going to talk about today was the very first one he did, House of the Dead. House of the Dead, the game, is like an arcade game where you just shoot zombies and don't die. The movie, on the other hand, is about a bunch of horny young adults going to an island for a rave. A fucking rave. The island is called Isla de Muerte, which means Island of Death. How fucking original. The movie follows 5 to 6 people. I couldn't even tell you the actors or the character's name because none of them are memorable. This group happened to miss the boat that was taking them to the island, but luckily a local captain offers them a ride. Though seeing Clint Howard as the first mate was probably the only highlight for me. When they get to the island, the place is deserted. As they search for clues, instead of just going back on the boat to get the fuck out of there, obviously zombies attack. That's the story. There was some explanation about how a priest, because of his experiments, was banished from the Catholic Church. I seriously don't know. In this movie, some characters actually get a death screen. When they died, the camera would spin around the character standing, and the screen would turn red. There's one scene in this fucking movie where the characters are going through an underground tunnel. And as they're shooting zombies, they cut to video game footage. I'm dead serious. The special effects budget must have run out because all they used was video game footage. Boll has made other crap movies such as Alone in the Dark, Blood Rain, and In the Name of the King, but in my opinion, House of the Dead is the worst video game movie of all time. Please don't check it out.